In the first part of the movie, we were introduced to a group of immortal warriors led by Andy, who have lived for centuries and work as mercenaries to help people in secret. Their supernatural ability allows them to heal from any injury, but they are not immortal forever. They die at an unpredictable time. The events of the first part begin when they discover a new immortal named Nile, an American soldier who discovers her powers after dying in a battle and waking up again. The team recruits her, and at the same time, they try to stop an evil pharmaceutical company attempting to kidnap them and use their abilities for experiments. In the end, they manage to confront the enemy, but they decide to exile Booker, one of the team members, due to his betrayal. Andy starts losing her healing ability, which makes them all reflect on the meaning of their lives without immortality. Part 2 starts with a ship in the middle of the ocean, where they retrieve an old coffin from the ocean floor. When they open it, a girl emerges, breathing as if for the first time. It's Gwyn, Andy's companion who was imprisoned in the first part for 500 years as punishment at the bottom of the sea. In Croatia, we see the team of Immortals carrying out a mission to find a person named Conrad, located in a heavily guarded house. Copley is helping them, and they start fighting the guards one by one. Joe's finger gets cut off while taking out a guard, but it regenerates as usual. When the men in the house hear the gunfire, they start fleeing, leading to a car chase. Andy and Copley enter the house and face some remaining guards. Andy draws her sword and takes them out skillfully, while Copley reminds her that she's no longer immortal and needs to be careful. Meanwhile, Nile is on a boat in the water, speeding toward the house and fighting off guards. As Andy and Copley battle more guards and take them out, Nile climbs to the second floor, where she encounters Conrad with his guards. Nile gets injured but heals quickly and decides to escape. She descends to the first floor to join Andy and Copley. Meanwhile, Joe and Nikki confront the fleeing enemies, managing to take out a few. Nikki jumps from his car and clings to another, while Joe, in the last remaining enemy car, speeds up and crashes into it, destroying both vehicles. Of course, Joe and Nikki emerge unscathed. The rest of the team reaches the second floor, takes out the guards, and also deals with Conrad. They complete their mission and contact the CIA to seize all the weapons in the location. Back at their base, they celebrate, but Copley receives a call informing them that Conrad wasn't the buyer of the weapons, he was just a middleman. The real buyer's identity is unknown, with only a photo of her available. When Nile sees the photo, she feels like she recognizes the woman and recalls dreaming about her in Paris. Cut to Booker, the exiled team member, walking into his home. Waiting for him? Gwyn. She demands to know where Andy is, kidnapping him to pry answers. Booker swears he doesn't know. Exiled and cut off from the team, he's useless to her. Gwyn's furious. Trapped at the bottom of the sea, dying and reviving over and over, she thought Andy was suffering too. But finding out Andy was free for 500 years, never searching for her? That betrayal cuts deep. Booker tries to explain Andy's grief, but Gwyn's not buying it. Meanwhile, the team arrives in Paris and splits up to rest and stay out of sight. However, Nikki and Nile discover that Joe has been visiting Booker despite his exile, which they consider a betrayal. Nile learns that Booker isn't at his home and finds blood on the floor. Andy and Copley are in Korea, where Andy meets an old friend named Tuo, who is clearly also an immortal. She's still wearing Gwyn's necklace. She asks Tuo about the woman Nile has been dreaming about, as Nile had a vision of her in an old library killing someone and stealing books. Tuo takes them to the same library, which contains everything related to the Immortals throughout history. Several books have been stolen, and Andy suspects the woman Nile dreamed of is responsible. Tuo reveals that she currently goes by the name Discord and is considered the first and oldest immortal. Copley had thought Andy was the first immortal, but Tuo informs them that Discord was around when Gwyn was thrown into the sea and refused to help. Tuo had helped Andy alone back then and has since isolated himself in the library. Discord has been amassing wealth over centuries to protect herself, and is now involved in arms dealing. The stolen books contain all the information about Andy's team, meaning they're in danger. They're shocked to learn that Andy has lost her immortality. The team reunites in Italy with Tuo. Nile informs Andy that Booker is in danger, and they suspect Discord is behind it. Suddenly, Joe receives a call from Booker asking to meet. Joe and Nikki go to him and bring him to see Andy. Booker tells her that Gwyn is out and gives her a message from Gwyn, in which she expresses her resentment and tells Andy where to find her. Andy moves to meet her, and Niall insists on going with her. They arrive in Italy, and Andy, recalling old memories, is nervous about confronting Gwyn. When they meet, Gwyn appears broken and expresses how much she suffered over the centuries. Andy tries to explain that she searched for Gwyn for centuries, but Gwyn is still upset that she stopped looking. They sit together, and Andy tries to convince Gwyn to join their team, but Gwyn refuses to help ordinary humans, whom she blames for her punishment. As Andy is about to reveal that she is now mortal, she hesitates. Gwyn leaves, and Andy follows her. Suddenly, Gwyn attacks Andy, who doesn't want to fight but is forced to. Gwyn proves to be a formidable warrior, overpowering and injuring Andy. Meanwhile, Niall spots someone she feels she recognizes. She interrupts Andy and Gwyn, informing them that Discord is nearby. They see Discord, and Niall chases after her. Niall confronts Discord in a church, where Discord reveals she was present at the crucifixion of Jesus. She tells Niall that as long as Niall follows Andy, who has appointed herself the leader of the world, Discord and Niall, the first and last Immortals, will one day end the Immortals' interference in human affairs. Niall denies this, but Discord insists it's their shared destiny. Back with the team, Tua explains to Niall that Discord knows something about her that they need to uncover. Tua speaks with Booker and asks when exactly Andy lost her immortality. They realize it happened when they went to retrieve Niall, and she stabbed Andy. This confirms Tuo's theory about a legend that says a stab from the last immortal can strip someone of their immortality. They suspect Discord plans to use Niall to eliminate them all. However, another legend suggests that an immortal can transfer their immortality to someone else before losing it, meaning Andy could become immortal again if someone gives up their immortality. But Tuo isn't certain of this theory. Booker talks to Andy, saying he's tired of eternal life and wants an expiration date, as life feels meaningless without one. Meanwhile, Discord meets Gwyn and asks what she wants, promising to help. Gwyn wants everyone to suffer, not just Andy and her team. In Indonesia, inside a nuclear facility, guards spot a suspicious car approaching. They try to stop it, but it crashes through the barrier. The driver, revealed to be Gwyn, falls to the ground, and the guards assume she's dead. She gets up, grabs one of them, and kills the rest, beginning the assault on the facility. Booker enters a fight with Niall, and Tua watches, realizing what Booker intends. Tua joins the fight, and the three battle each other. During the fight, Niall injures Booker, which is what he wanted. Tua notices that Booker's wound doesn't heal, confirming the theory. Booker still has time to transfer his immortality to someone else. Meanwhile, Copley receives an image of Gwyn's attack on a secret Chinese nuclear facility in Indonesia, where her team has taken full control and may have planted a device to destroy the facility. Such an explosion would irradiate the area, killing 10 million people, not to mention the explosives set to hinder Andy's team. Niall believes the bomb is a trap to lure them, as Discord wants them there. Andy tells them they have no choice and orders them to prepare. Hours later, they arrive at the reactor site, but no one is there. Copley guides them via cameras. As they near the reactor, they encounter numerous guards but choose to fight hand-to-hand to avoid damaging the reactor. A fierce battle ensues, with the Immortals fighting fiercely. When they reach the control room, they face armed guards but manage to take them out. Suddenly, the door locks, trapping them. Andy fights with all her strength until two guards hit her with a taser, knocking her down. Niall tries to help, but a bomb explodes, and Andy falls. She gets up, takes out the guards with skill, and continues fighting. Outside, Copley is attacked by Discord's men and captured. The team inside hears his voice over the radio. Suddenly, liquid nitrogen spills into the control room, freezing the men inside. Guards arrive and take them, including Andy, who is almost sedated. At the last moment, Booker appears and saves her. Booker notices Andy's wounds healing, meaning the transfer of his immortality to her was successful. Realizing they're trapped, Andy tells Booker to move ahead of her. Booker informs her that he's no longer immortal and gave her his immortality. Shocked but with no time to process, Andy moves forward, followed by Booker. After taking out the guards, Andy is injured but sees her wounds healing quickly. Booker explains that this was his plan. More guards arrive, and Booker fights them alone, getting fatally wounded. Andy tries to help, but it's too late. Booker dies in front of her, leaving her devastated. Niall emerges from the debris and searches for her teammates. She enters a room and finds Gwyn, and they engage in a fight. Suddenly, Niall stabs Gwyn, and both are shocked that Gwyn's wound doesn't heal. From behind Niall, Discord appears and stabs her in the heart, and a guard takes her away. Meanwhile, Andy, who was freed when the door opened, searches for her team. She sees Gwyn holding the bomb's detonator. Andy reminds her that this isn't who they are, and Gwyn releases the detonator. Andy notices blood coming from Gwyn and hears the sound of helicopters, realizing Discord has taken the others but Gwyn doesn't know where. Andy runs and clings to one of the helicopters, trying to climb aboard, but the pilot shakes her off, and she falls. Discord wanted the pilot to kill Andy with the rotor, but Andy doesn't give up. With a swift move, she gets inside the helicopter with Discord, and they engage in a fierce armed fight. It's clear that Discord is formidable. During the fight, Andy notices Discord's wounds aren't healing, realizing she's mortal. Discord reveals she's upset that after all these centuries, she'll die so easily. Andy realizes Discord wants to destroy the Immortals for this reason, but Discord insists Niall will do it and transfer their immortality to her, making her immortal again. Andy finally understands how she became mortal when Niall stabbed her, and regained immortality when Booker gave her his. She tries to stop Discord, but Discord swiftly injures and stabs her, leaving her on the ground. As Andy recovers, Discord tells her she'll have completed her mission. Andy returns to the old library and searches through the books. There, she finds Gwyn, and they stay together until Gwyn heals like a normal human. They prepare to rescue their teammates together, and it's clear their relationship has improved. They'll fight together to save the Immortal team, but we won't see that in this part, as it ends here. The Old Guard 2 is a pulse-pounding saga of loyalty, betrayal, and the cost of immortality. Andy and her team of undying warriors face their past when Gwyn, imprisoned for centuries, returns with vengeance in her heart. As they battle a shadowy arms dealer named Discord, the first immortal, they uncover secrets that threaten their existence. Niall, the newest immortal, grapples with her destiny, while Booker's ultimate sacrifice restores Andy's immortality, but at a devastating cost. With the team captured and a nuclear threat looming, Andy and Gwyn forge an uneasy alliance, setting the stage for an epic showdown. This chapter leaves us on a cliffhanger, questioning who will control the power of immortality, and at what price. Stay tuned for the next part. If you loved this recap, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Ground Recaps. Catch you in the next one.